going on out there, people? This is DT Cross, www.dtcross.com. I'm coming to you today. It's July 31st, 2010. It's been a very long time since I was able to get out there and speak a word, and I'm very upset right now. So I'm just trying to reach out. Maybe I get some feedback. I cannot stand selfish people. Maybe I used to be selfish, but I know that I'm a giver. I'm constantly giving of myself, my time, my energy, money, all that. Um, and I enjoy it, but I react very negatively to selfish behavior or disloyal behavior, or I just don't. Some people they put others, they put themselves in front and above others at all costs. Constantly. It's just like they're selfish. Man, it hurts because a very dear friend of mine, love me to death. I feel, and it hurts because they're so fucking selfish. I just don't even want to be bothered sometimes. It really turns me off to constantly get annoyed with somebody being so selfish. I'm not going to go into details, but I'm very upset right now. So I guess, no matter how much you love somebody, if they cause this type of reaction in you, it's just not healthy for you to be interacting with them a lot, you know? And I was just trying to speak this into my spirit, and I'm trying to learn. I really miss going to church. I really miss being a more spiritually sound person. And maybe it's the enemy working in me right now, but I have gotten to the point where I just can't be around certain behaviors, certain people. It's like an oxymoron because you can love certain parts of an individual, but you have to accept all of the other bullshit. I guess so, because I guess people don't change, do they? I wonder if I've changed much since. I know I was super sensitive as a child, and I was very smart. Uh, Now, how much that still applies to this day, I don't know. Only time, I guess, maybe I'm asking other people to tell me what you think right now, but it is really disgusted with a very dear friend. And I've had friends or so-called associates, that I don't consider friends. I have three dear friends um, in my life right now who I consider dear friends. I got some close friends, and then there's a lot of those, and then I have, old friends, and there's hundreds of those. I got close friends. It might be 10. I want to say that I would say I'm close to high. You know what I'm saying? I have three very dear friends that if something happened to them, or I would be crushed, and I would need to. If they really needed me, I would do almost anything for them. So what do they say? They say the only friend that you have is Jesus. Family. I love my family dearly. I'm learning to appreciate my family more when I'm home with my family. Um, the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's certain families that you can't deal with at all. You know, there's certain family out there who doesn't wish you any good, and if they heard that something bad happened to you, there's not a family member that I have in Buffalo, New York, or anywhere in this planet that if something bad happened to them, I would be like, oh, that's what they get, or I would be happy about it. I would be hurt and I would be concerned. There's not a family member that I have to pray for very dearly. And last year, me and my family, I fell out with a lot of my family, both on my mother's side and a few on my father's side. And because of my words, people don't like words because they're so permanent. You can read them, and they speak new meaning every time you digest them. So they cut more, and they're more brutal than punching and cutting and biting words. properly used, are most deadly. So I was watching a movie the other day called Interiors. I think it was on Showtime or HBO or something. And it was about a very severely depressed mother in her late 60s who her husband just asked for a separation, and she got very depressed. And and after her daughter went off on her, she had a daughter who really didn't like her, and but she was helping take care of her after the separation. And wealthy to do New Englanders, is that how you say New Englanders? Um, what upset me is a dear friend of mine acted as if I couldn't correct him in his speech because he graduated from a prestigious African American institution. I'll put it that way, and a degree in African American studies. But he can't be critiqued until you walk across the stage. This is what this man said to me, and it pissed me the fuck off. Maybe because I don't have a degree, and I'm working on that. I want to use the word, but I don't want to mess it up promptly. You know what I'm saying? Because I should have been had when I was a nerd in grammar school and in a quarter of high school. You know, I was always a smart kid, and I should have had a degree by now, but I should have, would have, could have. I thank God because He finished me to becoming a man today that handles business. I don't care what anybody say. Those people try to dig and whatnot and this, that, and third. They try to do religion. I was groomed to be a preacher and a pastor. I thought at a young age that's what God called me to be, and I ran from that. But people will dog you out. Family will dog you out because of your tragedy. Oh, I've had people, he was molested and this, that, and the third. Um, oh, by his daddy. I've had people say that, right? Crazy shit that never happened, but people will say that in your family. You know what I'm saying? And no basis of fact to it, but would say something like that to hurt you for what? Because of your word in retribution. So I pray for my family. I used to pray for all my grandmother's children and grandchildren because that's what I've seen her do religiously the last 7 years of her life. I've seen that woman pray. I didn't know my grandmother when she was still in her sin. You understand what I'm saying? So, and I heard that she was alive, but my grandmother had a name. In her later years, she prayed for all of her children and their children, and even their children who had children, and for all of our seed. And because of that, we're still here. Every last one of her children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. I think it's a few great-great now. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? are still here and covered in spite of, being blessed in spite of. And my family is divided right now over nonsense, over lies and secrets and heartaches from the past, and that people refuse to get over. I wrote a letter a year ago. My family didn't like it. Get over it. If you don't like it, okay. Oh well. If you can't get over it, I don't know what to say. When I come to Buffalo, I just won't see you. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? If I don't see you, it doesn't really hurt too much. It might hurt a little bit. When I go to Buffalo, I'm sure I'm gonna spend a lot of time seeing some of the people, places, the friends that I made over the years on my 20-some years in Buffalo. That well, I've done some of everything that was good and fun to do in Buffalo, from parties to working in the law office at City Hall to African American cultural center to being in newspapers and winning awards and being outstanding. You know what I mean? I was attacked by the enemy when I was in my 20s, and I almost didn't make it. But for the grace of God, brothers and sisters out there, resist the devil and he shall flee from you. Now, what's his name over there at Pentecostal Temple? Matt Brown told me that. Excuse me, Elder Reverend Brother Matthew Brown told me that right after Kitty was murdered, right next to me. I was a nerd who seen the back of somebody's head blown off. And right after my grandmother died, 7 months after we put Hattie Mae in the ground, after cancer killed her, and our family was divided. over a matriarch that was dying. And 10 years later, 11 years now later, my family is still divided on that side. But will family always be like that? No, it's not healthy. Do we have to dredge up all the past? No, but we have to heal from it. We have to get over it. But the only way you can get over the past is to really know your past, to know your history. I come from a long line of survivors, both on my mother's side and my daddy's side. And but the Kellys on my mother's side, Hattie Mae Kelly, uh, she had some Hendersons in Buffalo. She had 5 Henderson children, and she had 2 Mitchells, um, and 4 Kellys, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. She had a bunch of kids, and they all still here. And all they kids still here. And if that ain't the blood of Jesus covering, I don't know what is. So I'm gonna ask my family to forgive me. If you're still mad and hurt over my email from last year, please forgive me. What do you want? I was drinking, I got upset, and I wrote it. I pressed send, and then I sent it to everybody else to make sure everybody got it, so one person didn't have it, and that was it. If you can't get over it, I don't know what to say. To the people who disrespected my mother, I don't think I'm in the mood to forgive because I'm loyal. I went to Lafayette High School, and so did my mother. She graduated in 1974. So did my big brother of 94, and so did my younger sister of 2000. Or no, 2001, my sister Amber Joy graduated from LHS. Loyalty, honor, and service.